aging hippies conspiracy. Do you feel lately like there's kind of a dark cloud hanging over everything? I mean, I'm not necessarily talking about individual lives, but just the world in general seems to be very, very dark. The solution, I think, is non-existent. But the solution in our own social circles can be to spread the word of peace and love. Now, it sounds like a cliche, of course, and you've heard it 1,000, a million times before. But in its essence, it's the truth. Although people forget who they are, who they were born to be. When a baby is born, it doesn't have any preconceived ideas of what it's going to become or whether it will be successful or unsuccessful. It just is. And in some cases, that baby is loved and nourished without any expectation until perhaps they get to be school-aged, and then they have certain responsibilities to take. I mean, the basic stuff, there's the beginning, but it's all more and more piled onto people. And all we do in this society is consume, and we're constantly seeking to consume more quickly before it all runs out. Between the time we're born and the time we die, all our experiences, and what do they add up to? Very little. I mean, they seem important at the time. Things that make you happy for a while will make you happy for a little while, and then it's gone. It's like materialism when you can't have things. If only I had this in my life, I would be a happy person. And you get that thing, and it doesn't really last. You might get a little buzz for a few minutes, and then it's back to the usual grind. And life shouldn't have to be like that. We should be able to express ourselves creatively and live a creative life. But very few people are able to do that. And I think that's probably by design. The powers that shouldn't be do not want you to be creative. They don't want you to make things and to question anything. They just want you to be a robot. And really, from the time you're educated and go to school, and society trains you to be a little robot, a good little citizen who will follow the rules, do everything exactly the way it's been planned for you, and be a good member of the military-industrial complex. And this is what our whole society is based on. Most people end up selling their lives for a mess of pottage. And what I mean by that is that you deny your creative impulses, you deny who you are as a human. Step outside of the self-imposed trap that we find ourselves in. And to be able to take the time to smell the roses, to spend time with loved ones. Or I see all these things of how to make your life better, how to improve your life, how to be a genius, how to, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. And we're all on this crazy journey in this tiny blue marble that's spinning around in space, trying to make sense of it. And as we destroy it with all of our fancy toys and wasting our lives toiling at something we hate, and dreaming of the day when you will be free. I'm still dreaming of a peaceful world, of a place where We can put aside our differences and actually make a difference, make things better, but it's very difficult. I remember once my older sister saying, who would listen to a 30-year-old hippie? This was back when hippies were still a thing. And my dear life partner said, I would. And I smiled. What really killed the hippie movement was excess. And it fell outside of the norms of society. And it scared people. And it scared people because they want everything ordered and proper. And life isn't like that. Life isn't ordered. Life is messy. So let's grab on to the little chunks of happiness that we find in our life and try and expand them. And I know it's very difficult when the world is in such a dark place. It's hard for me to think of any future for myself or future for the planet. And you begin to realize that that can't be all there is. There's got to be something on the other side. And having survived near-death experiences on more than one occasion, I can tell you that I know there is more to this life than just what we're experiencing now. And whether or not you believe that, I'm just speaking from my own experiences. And as we descend into a world that's getting more and more fascist and less livable, the only thing that makes any sense is love. And love is the answer to so many of our problems. And to not feel hatred. And it's difficult to look at the other side who wants to ruin your life, and they're sure they're right. The stupidest people are the most certain that they're correct about everything, when they really know absolutely nothing. And I'm so grateful to you. Leave your comments. I'm grateful for every comment that I receive. That's the only reason I keep doing these videos, is because I love conversing with people in the comments. And I think if I were alone, it would be much more difficult. And I realize that a lot of people are alone and they have nobody to share with, nobody to laugh and smile with, no wonderful experiences. And we witness the wars that are going on. We witness the environmental destruction that continues unabated. And meanwhile, billionaires stuff their pockets with cash and have no regard for what they're doing. Every act of kindness, every smile, they count. They really do count. So I'll talk to you in a few days if I get off my ass and make more videos. Let's try and treat each other with dignity, respect, tolerance, and coexist. Coexistence. I don't care what somebody else does. It's not my business whatever path one chooses in life. I'm only here for a short time, like all of us. We're only here for a short time. Let's make the best of it. Peace, love, all that stuff. See you next time. Thanks.